battery electric car sales are growing more slowly than the Sierra's notebook. Even in green California, and despite a 30% increase over 2016, sales of battery electric vehicles accounted for only 2.5% of all sales in the state last year, according to the California New Car Dealers Association. The Nissan Leaf was the earliest practical battery electric vehicle on the road, and it was a landmark vehicle when it debuted on American highways in late 2010. More than 300,000 of the little electric cars have been sold since, about half of them in the US, making the Leaf, by Nissan's reckoning, the top-selling global battery electric vehicle of all time. But the Leaf has gained competition and lost market share since 2010. Nissan said it sold 11,230 of them last year. Before you start cracking wise about Nissan needing to turn over a new Leaf, the 2018 actually is a new Leaf. The new model goes farther on a charge, recharges faster, has more features, is better looking and costs less than the 2017. The Leaf profile is lower, longer and sleeker. With sportier edges, it looks more like a car and less like a science experiment than previous models. Range has risen to an EPA-approved 151 miles, up from 107 miles. Powered by a 40 kWh lithium-ion battery, replacing the 30 kWh battery on earlier models. That and some software changes have made the Leaf livelier. Horsepower and torque numbers are up substantially on the 2018 model, which jets silently from corner to corner and up to freeway speed. The range and battery life can also be extended using a variety of driving modes, giving the driver more control over how the Leaf's battery power is spent. A 6.6 kW onboard charger can juice the Leaf up more quickly than previous models. Nissan says the Leaf can be charged at the rate of 22 miles of range per hour on a level 2 charger or as fast as 90 miles in a half hour at a fast charging station. Among the standard new features is Nissan's e-pedal, a technology that allows the car to apply electronic braking when the driver reduces pressure on the accelerator. This slows the car and will bring it to a complete stop while returning energy to the battery. With practice, the actual brakes seldom need to be applied at all, which increases range and extends the life of the brakes. Nissan is proud of its ProPilot driving assistance feature, which is available in the Leaf. The program is designed to function as an adaptive cruise control system, applying braking and accelerating as needed and helping the driver steer straight too. The feature is not an autonomous driving system but a hands-on driver assistance tool, Nissan says, that is designed to reduce fatigue and stress by liberating the driver from constant use of the brake and accelerator pedals. ProPilot was first introduced in Nissan's Rogue, which aside from the Leaf is the only Nissan vehicle to feature the system. Nissan has given its Leaf a clean new dashboard look and has used fabric and plastics to produce effective sound deadening. Around town and on the freeway, the Leaf is a nice, quiet car. The driver's cockpit is comfortable and spacious, though the back seats will be a little cramped for full-size adults. Those back seat folks are given cup holders but no plug-in ports for their devices. The storage area behind the front seats is adequate, and gets bigger when the rear seats are folded forward. But as on a lot of battery electric vehicles, there's a battery back there, which will make loading a bicycle or large box a little difficult. The entry-level Leaf starts at $30,875. The car comes in S, SV and SL trim lines. The model I drove was an SV, which differed from the entry-level S by having a navigation system and Apple CarPlay. It was also equipped with an all-weather package, a $900 upgrade that included heated front seats and steering wheel, and a $2,200 technology package that provided ProPilot and other safety features such as blind spot warning, rear cross-traffic assist and pedestrian detection. The Leaf also makes a very subtle backup noise, like a quiet version of the backup beep on a commercial delivery truck. Pedestrians who complain about the stealthy silence of battery electric vehicles will benefit from this gentle warning. Will all of that be enough to reverse the Leaf's sales slide, or get more people rep for driving a battery electric vehicle? Many state and federal jurisdictions offer rebates and tax incentives to BEV buyers. As a further inducement, EPA tests determine that the average Leaf driver will spend only $600 a year on fuel and will save $3,750 in fuel costs over 5 years of driving, and that's if gasoline prices remain stable. That, paired with a reasonably low MSRP on the Leaf, should help a few people become a little more willing to think about giving up their gas habit and going electric.
At first glance, the 2019 Subaru Forester appears to be just a nip and tuck, with a mild redesign that would be hard to tell from the 2018 model if you're not looking at them side by side. But scratch beneath the surface and you'll find that Subaru has started with this all-new Subaru Global Platform, improved the Forester in every facet, but kept many of the attributes that have helped this generation take it to unprecedented sales success. However, Subaru has also dropped a couple of features that fans of the brand love to applaud, but must have been rare to buy. As with so many cars these days, the manual transmission will not return, and perhaps less expected is the omission of the turbocharged XT model that brought a bit more power and fun to the compact SUV segment. The sole powertrain is now the 2.5-liter Boxer engine, updated with direct injection and exhaust variable valve timing to yield 182 horsepower and 176 pounds-ft of torque, up from 170 horsepower and 174 pounds-ft. The engine also adds auto stop-start. The Lean-Artronic CVT is the only transmission on offer, and Subaru's symmetrical all-wheel drive is standard, which will help it stand out from so many brands that start with front-wheel drive and charge extra for AWD. Although official fuel consumption ratings aren't yet confirmed, Subaru expects the Forester to hit 33 mpg on the highway, which is just one better than the current model's 32, with a 26 mpg city rating to go along with it. Further cementing its Winter Champ credibility is 8.7 inches of ground clearance, and top models boast new snow modes for the AWD via the X mode selector. Winter weather isn't the only area that gets attention from the AWD system, as X mode also simulates low-range gearing and optimizes the AWD engine, brakes, and stability control for better control on slippery surfaces and steep inclines, with a hill descent control function built in as well. Brake-based torque vectoring will help with cornering in any conditions. The AWD system isn't the only system that can be tailored to specific driving conditions, with SI Drive now standard, allowing drivers to select efficient or sporty driving characteristics to suit their driving style or inclination. The new Subaru Global Platform debuted on the compact 2018 Impreza and Crosstrek, and was then stretched for the mid-size 7-seat Ascent that is just about to hit the market, and it will underpin everything in between for the Subaru brand. Because it is so crucial for the entire lineup, Subaru has thrown all its considerable resources behind it, and if the Crosstrek is anything to go by, it is a big success. As with other new models, Subaru promises a quieter cabin, greater stability, and increased agility thanks to the new platform. In the Forester, the new platform yields a wheelbase that is over an inch longer, now stretching to 105.1 inches. The primary beneficiary will be rear seat passengers, with an extra 1.4 inches of legroom in back, and increased headroom, legroom and shoulder room throughout the cabin. Subaru also sweats the details, and something you won't see easily is that it has again redesigned the door openings, as it did for the 2014 model as well, to make it easier to get in and out and install child seats. Cargo space is also up a bit more than a cubic foot, its maximum 76.1 cubic feet, jumping ahead of segment leaders like RAV4, 73.4 and CR-V, 75.8. Curiously, no mention is made of cargo space with the 60/40 split folding rear seats in place. This is a much more important figure as that is the most commonly used configuration, and its current 31.5 cubic feet is a fair bit short of the CR-V's 37.6 or the Nissan Rogue's whopping 39.3. The Forester cites a 5-inch wider rear opening that beats many in the segment, and top trims get a standard power tailgate that is also an option for lower trims. Of course, numbers don't really tell the whole story, and Subaru took into account what owners actually use their Foresters for. Materials for the cargo area and interior are chosen with an eye for durability and resistance to damage from mice and kids and firewood. But the controls are laid out in a familiar setup that will make it easy for owners to skip the learning curve, except perhaps with the Starlink infotainment system, though Apple CarPlay and Android Auto are standard. While the in-dash Starlink system has had its growing pains, recent versions are improving in responsiveness and ease of use. The functions of Starlink's connected services are worth noting. Forester's option with push-button start can be started remotely using the Starlink smartphone app. This can also be used to activate the climate control to cool it down on sweltering hot days or warm it up on winter mornings. While perks like that are nice, a much bigger deal is Subaru's EyeSight safety suite that's become standard fare in the Forester. The 2018 Impreza and Crosstrek earned it, with the only area where it did not receive a top score was the Crosstrek headlights. However, the Forester features standard LED headlights with steering responsive headlights and high beam assist available on higher trims. The global platform introduces a new version of the Subaru ring-shaped reinforcement frame design, a design that has made pretty much every Subaru model a permanent fixture at the top of crashworthiness charts for ages. Helping to avoid collisions altogether, EyeSight includes automatic pre-collision braking, adaptive cruise control, lane departure and sway warning, lane keep assist, and pre-collision throttle management if you should need them. While not standard, you can add other driver assist features in Subaru's arsenal, reverse automatic braking and blind spot detection with lane change assist and rear cross traffic alert. Even if you don't load up on parking aids, the Forester's outward visibility carries over mostly unchanged for great vision in almost every direction. A brand new safety system Subaru is introducing on the top touring trim is Driver Focus, a system that alerts the driver of fatigue or distraction. Other vehicles have systems that detect fatigue via steering wheel inputs, but Driver Focus uses facial recognition to catch signs of fatigue or distracted behavior and delivers a 10,000-volt shock to remind you to focus on driving. Okay, it just dings or beeps a warning, but it probably should zap texters and other distracted drivers. Driver Focus also uses facial recognition to remember up to 5 different drivers and match presets for seat position, climate and other settings when it recognizes them. Despite the subtlety of the Forester redesign, it will serve compact crossover shoppers looking for something a little more rugged than some of the milder soft-roaders in the segment, with competitive practicality and features. Subaru has turned the corner on efficiency as well, so that's no penalty, and driving manners should be among the best. Some Subaru loyalists might decry the lack of manual transmission or the Hypo XT model. Doubtless, the sad reason for this is that it will be more profitable for the company to narrow its lineup to one powertrain combo. A sporty-looking sport trim will have to suffice. No word from Subaru on pricing, but with a simpler lineup when it arrives this fall, we don't expect prices to change drastically. To stay competitive, it might be aggressive and match the current base price, even with the manual and so much safety equipment standard. The 2018 Forester 2.5i manual currently starts at $22,795 with $915 destination, adding $1,000 for the CVT and climbing to about $34,000 for fully loaded 2.5i models. Pricing is key to whether Subaru's new one-size-fits-all 2019 Forester offers greater value for the majority of owners by giving consumers what they want for less.